Hello and welcome to Gunnar Weiskamp's web development. Today we're looking at lesson 4, SQL joining tables. In this tutorial we will look at how we can select data from multiple tables using the inner join, left join and right join. We will address the dangers of their use. So today, ooh, come on. So I am using Microsoft SQL Server 2014, so if you want to do these demos you can download that one, but you don't have to probably use that one. They're pretty straightforward stuff. Oops, no, I've clicked too many times. Okay, I've got to get over that. Right, so just a brief thing on joining tables. If you've got two tables and you want to get information off them, there's a special in one SQL coded statement. There are special syntax you can do to do that, and we'll be showing that today. Okay, so let's get this code here. So what we're first going to do is we're working here in our previous example. We're working in the school database. It's got 3 tables in it: course information, student information, teacher information. If you want to see how those scripts were created, please see my previous tutorials. Oops, don't need to do that. And you can then create them. This table here is we're making a student contact details table. It's going to be, so it's got an ID, which is going to be self-seating, so it's the primary key, which is down here. And then it's got a student ID, an address field, email and phone number. So that's what, the student contact details. These are the main contact information that we want to store for the student contact details. Now it joins to the student information table via this field here, the student ID, and by this foreign key constraint that's created. So this guy connects this guy connects this guy into this table. So that's how they're related now. So this student contact details will be a foreign key table to this student info table, if that makes sense. So we did talk briefly about foreign keys before in our last tutorial, so if you want to maybe look upon those, that would be pretty good as well. Alright, so let's create this table. Okay, so that's done. We can get rid of that. Refresh that and we'll see our table come up. There he is, cool. Let's get our next bit of information. Now we need to fill that table with some data. What we got here is just some simple insert statements, pretty straightforward, just putting a value here in the student ID, the address, the email and the phone number. These will be populated from our student table, so not to keep you in the dark, select all students info. Okay, so let's just do select on that. So this number here, I'm getting it from this field here. This number here, I'm getting from this field here, and 4 the same. So that's how they're connected. This field here connects to this guy here. The rest is, so the address, 29 Boulder, Julie is the email, phone number. You can sort of understand what's going on here. I'm putting in null, so just showcasing that you can sometimes put null, or you can put null in these fields just for a bit of variety in our information. Just say we haven't got the address at the time or the phone number at the time. Now you might be wondering, we're not putting one in here for Donald Thomas because we've only got 2, 3, 4. That's on purpose because I'll show you soon that when we try to get information from this table and this table together, there are certain things you've got to look out for. So that's done on purpose. So we're only putting contact information on this table for these guys here, if that makes sense. Alright, so let's insert that. Okay, so that's done. Now let's first grab a couple of simple statements to explain this joining process. Okay, alright, here. Oh, actually, so select all from student contact details. Because you might see this and you go, alright, here I've got information from the student, contact details from the student, and information table. Now what would be better is if you can join these two tables together and get that same information back. And so let's get rid of those. And that's what this inner join process does here. That's one of the two keywords. So what we're doing here in our first statement, we're just getting all the information from the student info table. We're using the inner join to join the student contact details table. And we're saying the on is important. We're saying on which field do you want to join. So we want to join on these two fields here. Is that correct? No, that's not correct. See, you've got to be careful. I feel like a knob. See, this is contact. No. Student ID. Right. Okay. Well, it's not liking that. It should like that. Student info. Student ID. It should like that. Well, let's see what happens here. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so sorry. I will just backtrack there briefly because I was wrong, and that's a monumental fail. And I just want to explain why I was wrong. So we have to make sure we're joining on this key here and this key here. This key here and this key here. So the student ID and the ID. Student ID and this ID. Not as this statement says. Bad, that's bad. Because then we would be joining on these keys, and that's definitely not what we want. This key is related to this ID here, as in our foreign key process, as I've explained before. So sorry, getting back to this statement here. So we're selecting all the information from this table. We're joining this table here as well. So what we technically want to do is we want to show all the information from this table, and what keys are we joining on? And we're joining on the ID key here and the student ID key here. So those are our two related things that we want to join upon. So if we do run that, we can see that we've got all the information in one big row back, which is useful at times, as you can imagine. So, you know, Julie Wells, you can see her Hotmail there, that all looks corresponding, and yeah, the rest of the guys as well. One thing at this stage that you will already notice is not there, and this is what I was talking about, the dangers, so we do need to take these out, and I will talk about this a little bit later as well, is you'll see there's no Donald Thomas. So sorry, alright, sort of doing things back to front. So if we run those, and will it allow me, you can see down here there's no Donald Thomas. Oh no, we've lost him. And that's one of the dangers. If you wanted to bring all the students back in this statement and you use the inner join, you'd get back wrong information because you haven't got Donald Thomas back. Why is that? Because Donald Thomas is not on this table. So you have to use different syntax here to make sure that he's brought back, which we'll show in a minute. So in our second one, it's much the same as the above, except we're using here abbreviations. So student info STD, or aliases as they're known as well. And this can help you, it makes you write less code. And obviously here in these statements you can also bring back just certain fields from certain tables that you want. So in this case we just want to bring back the full name and the email, so we've got that here. And in our last one it's much the same as the above, but you can obviously use this where clause. So we just want Donald Thomas's email back, that's on that table there. So getting back to this here, Donald Thomas. Oh yeah. Oh, God damn, I'm a naughty boy. Let's just see. I'm very naughty. Technically on this one we shouldn't have got anything back. Yeah, see, I am a naughty boy. Remember, I forgot to update these ID keys. So, sorry about that. Live demos, aren't they wonderful? So if we did James Bond here, we would get information back, because he is on this student contact details table. So, as you can see, these sort of inner join processes, there can already be some light dangers, but let's get rid of this this here now, and let's bring up this guy here, this coding here. So, as I said, if we did, oops, and student ID, is that the right syntax? Yes, it is. See, I made a boo-boo on this one. So as talked about, if we try this here, we're only going to get 3 guys back, because one of the records does not have any information on this student contact details table. So if you ran a query and you said, or somebody said, go get me all the students and their address data, that person might want all the students, but even if they haven't got any address data, they still want that back, because then they can say, oh, this guy hasn't got any address data, but he's a student, let's fix that up. So that's can be quite misleading information. If we run these two together, we will still get the same result. The right outer join will get all the records from this side of the table, but not this side of the table. So he's getting all the information from this side of the table, but if there's nothing on this side of the table, he will not get it. Now the right outer join does more or less the same thing, but to show you the difference, let's put him here. In the case where we want all the students back, even if they don't have any address information, we need to use the left join, and left or left outer join. You'll see here, we've got this Donald Thomas coming back, and you'll see in this one first that we didn't. You can see here that for this student contact details table, he has got nothing, but in this case we still wanted him brought back, because to be fair, sometimes you want to rectify that, and you want to say, oh, we better fill in all that address information. And the left outer join does more or less the same thing. So in this case, the left says, even so there's nothing in this table, go get it anyway. So these are crucial, important things when you're trying to use any inner join process where you're trying to get information back from two tables. It has to be asked, do we want all the information back, even if there's no other information on that table? Now we've just briefly gone into these inner joins and left joins, but later on when you're working, you've got 5 to 6 or 7 tables that you're joining together. Knowing what information you're meant to bring back, are you still meant to bring back information if this is null? That has to be talked about in the meeting. If you just want only students that have an address and they're in the school, then this would work fine. But if you want all students, even if they don't have an address, because we want to see that, then this would be your method. So that's, I can't highlight enough knowing, knowing about the dangers of using inner joins, left joins, and right joins. So that's it for today. I hope people out there got something out of that. I do like bringing you these tutorials. Hopefully you can subscribe to my channels, and see you next time. Bye.